Morning. And in our practice today, we're going to begin with the Apana Mudra. It's for moving things down and out. And you do that by putting your ring finger and your middle finger together with both hands. And then the first and the baby finger are straight. And then just put the top of your hands on your thighs and close your eyes. So as we just begin to settle in, feeling the sit bones, maybe gently rocking right to left, finding that base of the spine, and then coming to neutral. And allowing the thighs to open and relax. And then as you feel the base of your spine, just move the attention up and just kind of straighten the spine, stacking the vertebrae one on top of the other. When you get to the belly button, just bring that in slightly and bring the attention up to the back of the heart and dropping the shoulder blades down to the back pockets. And then bringing attention to the back of the neck and bringing the chin in just slightly to have a nice, long, elegant neck. And then bring your attention right up in between your eyebrows. If you were to draw a line in between the ears and behind the eyes, right in the center of the head, right to your third eye. Just let the thoughts come and go and just settle in here for a moment or two. Just feeling into the whole body. Feeling that energy moving in the body, grounding us into the earth. And we're going to do a pranayama today called Kapalabhati. And if you've never done this before, you can go ahead and release your mudras, maybe move your fingers around a little bit, and then just put your hands on the right below your belly button. And this is a warming pranayama, and it also is good for digestion and just overall vitality. So it's not, we don't want to get dizzy at all. So it's not breathing in and breathing out, but it's just short spurts of exhale and then releasing, and the inhale just naturally comes. So we'll just do a few here. So take a deep breath and just short spurts, bringing your belly in, out your nose. And then bring the belly in all the way. And the last exhale, hold it just for a moment. Feel the energy coming all the way up to the top of the head. And then before you're going to gasp to get your breath, then just release the belly, lift the chin, and take a deep breath in. So we're going to do that one more time. Taking a deep breath in, elongating the spine, bringing the chin in ever so slightly, and then just short spurts out. Full exhale, hold the breath. And then release the chin and open the breath. Take a deep breath in. Keep the eyes closed just for a few more moments and just feel all of that energy swirling through your body. And now just gently open your eyes. So that's a great pranayama if you ever want to just change your energy. If you're in a place where it's like, I really don't like this mood very much, just sit and do 2 or 3 rounds of Kapalabhati and that'll change things up. So we'll come on to the hands and knees and looking at the fingers. Maybe the bigger baby finger is right to the edge of the mat. A little wider arm stance here, looking at the knees and they're level, tops of the feet are on the mat. And we're just going to roll our shoulders without doing full cat-cow. We're just going to roll the shoulders back. Just get some articulation in those shoulders and shoulder blades, and then reverse. And then just come to neutral, and we'll just move the hips around, coming forward, over to the left, all the way back to the heels, over to the right and out. Just nice, as big as circles as you can make with those hips, extending the arms when you go back. Nice big movements, opening the hips. And when you hit your heels again, we're just going to reverse. And when you come to the front, we're going to come into a neutral position again. Give it the belly button in just ever so slightly. We're going to raise the head and drop the belly, raise the tail, and take a couple breaths here and squeeze the shoulder blades here. So feel all of those spinal muscles contracting. And just take a couple more breaths. Squeezing it, really waking up our spine. And then exhale, pressing away from the mat, rounding the back, chin to the chest. Really see if you can bring your tailbone down as if your forehead was going to meet your tail. Take a couple breaths here. And again, inhale, bringing the head and the tail up. And now exhale, rounding the back and bringing the body back to the heels into child's pose. Inhale, back up onto all fours, head and tail come up. Exhale, round the back, dropping down into child's pose. And just a couple more times, flowing with your breath. And on your last one, and just stay in child's pose. Knees are nice and wide, toes are together, extending the arms out and really grabbing onto the mat with the palms. Place your forehead down on the mat and just roll right to left over your forehead, just ever so gently. Feeling the whole spine gently twisting with the forehead. And then come to center. Inhale here, exhale, moving both hands over to the left, drawing the hips to the right. 3 deep breaths into the side rib cage. And then inhale through center, exhale, both hands over to the right, the hips to the left, 3 deep breaths. Let the head and neck relax. And then inhale back to center, come up onto all fours. And we'll do a little bit more strengthening on our back. So we're going to extend the left arm up and the right leg behind, flexing the foot. Gazes forward and down. And then we're just going to pulse the leg and the arm up. Just some little pulsing, really engaging the thigh and the glutes, hugging the muscles to the bones of the arm. Building some strength here. A few more. And then go ahead and drop the hand in the knee and move over to the other side, extending the left leg and the right arm. And pulsing up with the arm and the leg, flex foot. Nice firm leg and glute. Just a few more. And then exhale and come down. We're going to do gate pose. So we'll come up on the knees and then extend that left leg out to the side. And arms up at the shoulder height. Inhale here. And then exhale, drop the hand to that extended leg and reach over to the left. And a little pulsing here. Just opening up that hip. And then inhale back up to neutral. Exhale, twist way back. And then inhale to center again. Exhale, side stretch. Just for a couple breaths. Inhale again, back up to neutral. Exhale, twist. And then inhale back to center. Drop that right hand down. And then lift the left arm up and just pulse that leg up. Left leg. Waking up that hip. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then come down with that leg extended all the way to center and come down. Maybe stack your fists or come all the way down into your hands. Just open up that inner thigh. Gently moving the torso forward and back if that feels good. And then inhale all the way. And now we're just going to twist, dropping that right arm down, left arm up. Stacking the shoulders. And then just circle the wrist with that left hand, right and left, opening up that wrist. Squeezing and crunching the hands. And then just bring that down and we'll move to the other side. Extending that right leg out, up onto all fours or onto our knees. And then inhale here, exhale, side stretch. Little pulses. And then inhale back up to neutral. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale, side stretch. And then one more time. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale back to center. Drop the left hand down and lift that right leg up. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then release, and then come down onto the right to the center, opening up that inner thigh, gently rocking if that feels good. And then inhale, dropping the left hand and raising the right, twisting up, circling that wrist right and left, open and close the hand, and then just bring it all the way up. And we're going to move the body into downward facing dog. So just take a look at the fingers, maybe having a wider grip here, the baby fingers by the edge of the mat. We're just going to raise the right heel up and crunch over the left toes. Just nice and slow, pedaling the feet, scrunching the toes, dropping the heels, opening the back of the legs and the bottoms of the feet. And then drop both heels down. Take a couple breaths here, lifting the hips up, the heels down, dropping the head in between the elbows. Pressing into all of the knuckles of the hands. Really engaging those arms. Release any tension in the neck. And now take a nice deep inhale. And then exhale, looking at your hands, walk to the front of your mat. And grab opposite elbows here. And if it's comfortable, just sway right and left, opening that low back a little. And come to neutral, drop the hands, inhale to a flat back. And then bend the knees as you come all the way up. In hands to the heart center. And we're going to do a little bit of flow today. So with the hands at the heart center, drop the hands, rotate the palms out, squeeze the shoulder blades behind you, lift the chest, lift the gaze, and then bring the arms all the way overhead. And then exhale through center to a forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, and down onto the knees and the chest. And then extend the legs straight behind, zip them together. Inhale to cobra. And we're going to take a couple breaths here. Elbows by the ribs. Engage in that lower body. And then go ahead and drop all the way onto the belly. Extend the arms out straight in front. And we're going to lift our left hand arm and right leg up. Feel that diagonal from the fingers to the toes here. Really building strength in the back. Release any tension in the neck. And then go ahead and drop. And then raise the left leg and the right arm. And then exhale down. Take a breath. Inhale and exhale. And then inhale both arms and both legs. Coming up. Keep breathing, lifting a little higher. Maybe just a little bit more. And then exhale, let the forehead come to the mat. Take a breath. And then draw the hands back to the rib cage and come into child's pose. And on the next inhale, curl the toes under into downward facing dog. And then look at the hands, walk your feet to your hands. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees, inhale all the way to standing. Interlace the hands, point the first two fingers, drop the shoulders down to the back pockets. Inhale here and exhale, moving the fingers over to the left, the hips to the right. Gaze can go down to the foot or across over the chest and up to the right hand. Couple breaths here. And on your next inhale, come back up to standing. Exhale. And then inhale, set yourself up. And then moving both hands over to the right, hips to the left. These can be at the foot or circle across the chest to the left hand. And then inhale back up to standing. And then interlace the hands behind the low back. And then bend the knees here. And exhale to a forward fold. Maybe a half fold, maybe all the way down. Squeezing the shoulder blades, bringing the chin towards the chest, moving the arms away from the body. And then release the hands and then come all the way up again and hands to the heart center. We'll do a flow. Inhale the arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, down onto the knees, chest, the chin, and then extending the legs, coming up to cobra or up dog. And then exhale, downward facing dog. So we're going to do a little bit of arm strengthening here. So similar to the up dog if you just did that, but this time we're going to keep the toes curled. Inhale here and then exhale, just coming kind of into a plank, but letting the hips drop. lifting the gaze. And then bring the hips back up to down dog. Kind of a little bit of a push-up. And then come forward again, dropping the hips, lifting the gaze. Great. We're going to do that 2 more times. Nice and slow and controlled. And 1 more time. And we'll end up in downward dog. And then bringing that left foot forward and coming up into warrior 1. So, starting with the hands on the hips, making sure the hips are both pointed forward. And then just find your nice wide enough stance so you feel comfortable enough to bend into that left knee. And then we're just going to raise the arms out to the side. Really open the chest and lift the gaze. And then bring the arms overhead through the heart center into warrior 2. And just make sure your knee is not over your ankle in that front bent knee. Maybe bend a little bit deeper into that front knee. Beautiful. And let's drop our back hand and raise the front arm up to the ceiling. Oh. And then exhale, come forward with the forearm on the knee or all the way to the ground to extended side angle. And then looking back down, bring the body back up to warrior 2, drop the hands. And then straighten the front leg, swoosh the hands up and reach forward, moving into Trikonasana, triangle pose. And then bring the gaze back down, come up, and then drop the hands, and then bring yourself to the side mat to wide-legged forward fold. Toes are pointed in slightly, hands are on the hips. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift the gaze, and then exhale into your forward fold. And come halfway up, bringing the left hand right to the center of the mat, lifting the right arm up, twisting to the right. And then exhale, bring the right hand down to the center, lifting the left arm up and twisting. And then bring that back to the center. And then heel, toe the feet together if you need to as you move the whole body over to the right. Left hand is on the shin or the ankle, bringing the forehead down towards the knee. And then lifting that right arm up, twisting to the right. And move over to the left. Forehead towards the knee, lifting that left arm up. And then back to center. And we're going to bend the left knee and extend the right leg out straight. Inhale here, and if it feels good to just move into a bit of a forward fold. Getting a deep stretch in that thigh. And then raise the whole body up over to the other side, extending that left leg out. And then just coming back up. And then heel toe your feet together and come into a squat. Pressing the elbows with the knees, dropping the hips. And then drop the hands, come all the way back up and back to the front of the mat. And the hands to the heart center. Yeah, we'll move to the other side. Inhale, the arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, left foot back. Come up into warrior one. And we're gonna goal post the arms. And then we're just gonna squeeze and lift the chest and the gaze on the inhale. Exhale, bring the elbows and hands together, chin to the chest. Inhale, open wide and lift. Exhale, come together. And then one more time, open. And then bring the hands overhead, interlace the fingers, point the first fingers, and bring the gaze up. Maybe dropping a little deeper into that front knee. And then bring the hands through center, moving into warrior two. And drop the back hand, lift the front arm up, looking at the ceiling. And then exhale into extended side angle. And then look back down and come back to warrior two. Drop the hands, straighten the front leg. And then move into Trikonasana, reaching forward and letting that hand drop. And then the gaze goes back. And we'll just move into a vinyasa and make our way into downward facing dog. Let's go ahead and move into pigeon and then raise that left leg behind you and circle the ankle. And then bend the knee, open the hip, dropping the right heel down. And then squaring the hip and bringing that left knee to the left wrist, extending the right leg straight behind. And lifting the chest before coming down. Whatever's comfortable, stacking the fists. Just make sure that both hips are level and not dropping down into that right side. And on your next inhale, bring that left hand to the center and reach for that extended leg. Drawing the heel into the body. And then looking at that foot, turning your gaze over to the right. And then pushing the foot away and bringing the gaze to the left, really opening up that right shoulder. And one more time, bringing the heel in, bringing the eyes to the foot. And one more time to the left. And then let that foot go, drop onto that left glute. And then bring that right leg to the outside of that bent knee. And we're gonna just bring that right hand behind us and the left hand up, grabbing onto the knee. And then feel the twists coming from the tail, the belly, the ribs. Just feeling that nice length of the spine as you begin to twist the shoulders, the head, and the gaze. And now with the body here, we're just going to turn the head back to the left and to the right. And one more time to the left. And then back to neutral. And we'll move back into downward facing dog. Take the hips out a little bit if you like. Sass them up. And then when you're ready, raise the right leg and make a circle with your ankle, opening up the ankles, bending the knee, opening the hip, dropping that left heel down. And then square the hips first before bringing that knee up to the right wrist. Standing the left leg straight. Squaring the hips before you come down into your pigeon. Be here for 8 full breaths. And on your next inhale, bringing the body up, rolling onto that right hip. Bringing that left leg to the outside. Making sure you can feel both of your sit bones. And then bringing that left hand behind, right arm up, and either to the outside or wrapped around that left leg, twisting to the left. And now we're just going to turn the head to the right and to the left. And one more time to the right and to the left. And then back to center. And we're just going to unwind. We're going to move back into downward facing dog. And then just looking at your hands, we'll bring the feet right in between, come into a seated position, the legs extended forward. Nice, firm legs, arms up by the ears. Inhale here, and then exhale, just slowly coming down to what's comfortable for your back, into your forward fold. Just ensuring that the feet are flexed, legs are fully engaged. The chest is moving towards the tops of the feet. We're not rounded at all. Back of the neck is long and relaxed. And now if it feels good, then bringing your forehead down towards the knees, rounding the back. And then coming up with the gaze first, inhaling as we come up. And we're gonna just do Janu Sirsasana, so wide-legged, extending that right leg out, left foot is on the inside. And just twist gently over to the right so that your torso is right in line with that extended leg. And arms come up again. Inhale here, exhale, reaching forward. And maybe you just come to where your hands are on the knees, but just make sure the spine is straight. The gaze is forward and a little bit up. As flat of the back as you can make it. And then on your next inhale, all the way up. Exhale, moving to the other side. Squaring the torso first, extending the arms by the ears, reaching forward to that extended flexed foot. Beautiful. And then inhale, slowly coming up, bring the bottoms of the feet together, grabbing onto the toes, and then just moving forward with the torso. Elbows are in the insides of the legs, just opening up those inner thighs. And release that. Move your hands behind you. And with the feet a little bit more than hip distance apart, we're just going to windshield wiper our knees a little bit slower than usual, dropping the left knee down. Just lifting that hip up. And then go ahead and open that one and drop down the right leg. And one more time, over to the left. And over to the right. And then just come to neutral, make your way onto your back. And just a little bit of bridging here. So before we get started, with your knees about hip distance apart, your fingers just touching the back of your heels. Just gently, without moving your hips up, just gently rock that tailbone up and down. Nice and slow. And now pressing that low back, that tailbone down, pressing it into the mat, pressing into the feet, then lifting the hips up with the front thighs. Gaze is straight up, chin is away from the chest. Keep energetically bringing the inner thighs together as you lift a little higher. Opening up that front body. Take some nice, long, deep breaths. Keep pressing into the feet and lifting. And on your next exhale, just start coming down from the neck to the back, to the low back. And then bring the knees into the chest. And we're going to drop the feet down and cross the left leg over the right. Lift the hips and move the hips over to the left just about an inch. And then let both knees drop over to the right. Lift the head and look to the left. And then go ahead and lift the knees up and recross to the other side. And then move the hips over to the right about an inch as you drop both legs over to the left. And gaze to the right. And then just bring the legs up, unlace the legs, and move into happy baby, grabbing the outside or inside of the feet, maybe extending one leg or the other, or just bringing both knees in towards the side body. And then just release the legs and then bring the palms to the mat and move them underneath the hips. And with the legs straight up, feet are flexed. And then we'll bring the knees in one last time, release the hands. And then allow the body to move into Shavasana. Legs extended out from the torso, arms extended wide. Let the body sink in, feeling all of the goodness that you just created for it. And then just gently come back into the room, brushing your fingers against your thumb. And when you're ready, just roll onto a side and make your way up to a seated position. Yeah, we'll just keep our eyes closed just for another couple moments. Coming into our heart and just imagining what our day, how we want to fill the day. Perhaps you create an intention or just bringing in love, peace, and happiness to each moment of the day. Feeling that pulsation of life pumping through each and every cell. And if you'd like to join me in closing, putting your hands in the prayer mudra, bringing your thumbs to your forehead for peaceful, loving thoughts, to the lips for kind and wise words, and to the heart that's open and willing to give. Namaste.